Hey everyone, Outage here, coming to you from the streets of Ho Chi Minh City today, bringing you a quick roundup of the top crypto stories of the week. In fact, I did want to be really on the streets, but it is so noisy that I picked up this spot. Hopefully it's not too loud. Anyways, we're going to talk about the market pullback, Ethereum, Polygon, NFTs, LIDO as well, amongst other things. So without further ado, let's get started. Well, welcome to Crypto Corner episode 585, my friends. This is the weekend edition where I'm going to do a quick recap of the events that shapes up the week. As you already know too well, the market went into a correction. So far, Bitcoin is printing around 6% pullback on the weekly time frame, dropping from the 25,000 resistance level all the way down to 23,000 right now. It could actually go to 22K and maybe even retest the mid-21,000 support range over the next day or so. We'll see how it goes. For me, this is pretty much how low we can expect this pullback to go. Of course, there's still a chance of further dips. Anything is possible, but looking at the price action and the overall market sentiment, I actually expect a recovery from here. I don't really think this dip is going to go much lower. We'll see. Anything is possible, as I said, and the market is playing you. The goal is, of course, to scare you to a point where you sell, and very often, just as you sell, just as you do that, it picks up very quickly, making you re-enter at higher prices. We call this redistribution from weak hands to strong hands, and I surely hope that you won't succumb to the pressure. In fact, I did warn you about this pullback way ahead of time. I think over a week ago, I shared with you this chart. We saw a death cross forming on the weekly chart of Bitcoin, the 50th and the 200 weekly moving averages. This was a clear sign that a pullback is inevitable. Being a higher time frame, it takes time for it to activate, but this is now the consequence of this death cross. And this is why I like the higher time frames, because they actually give us enough time to prepare and to respond and not to get caught up in the heat of the moment. I actually prepared for this by selling throughout the week some of my altcoins and some Bitcoin as well. Not all of my altcoins, only the ones that I'm holding on the exchanges, on Binance and KuCoin mainly. And I placed orders at support levels for the same alts. Aave, LIDO, Kusama, CQT, actually, which today is booming again, outperforming all of the other alts. I also added Blur to my portfolio, as it made a very good dip. This is a brand new token. It got launched just a couple of weeks ago. It is a NFT marketplace, and it was very freshly launched. It is all the talk of the town. Everyone is really rushing into Blur right now. It made a very good pullback, and I used this to scoop some of this. So I added it to my bag of coins. I actually shared with you all of my altcoins over the last week, 3 episodes, 3-part series, where I shared with you all my altcoin portfolio. I didn't have Blur at the time, so it wasn't in there, but now it is. I managed to scoop it at this dip, and I'm very glad I did so. I didn't sell any Ether though, and I wish I did. I wish I kept a closer look on it, because from what I'm seeing, Ethereum whales have been unloading some heavy bucks over the last week. Ever since Ethereum hit the resistance of 1,700 and it briefly crossed that level, there's been a rush to sell. Addresses holding over 1,000 ETH have reached a 1-month low. This indicates quite a big selling pressure indeed. Now, we can expect the buying to resume. For those who kept some cash on the side, this could actually be a good opportunity to scoop on the low before the next bull rally. Alright, in other news, we had some controversy about NFTs this week. They're now securities? Like how? Well, according to a US court judgment, a Dapper Labs NFT project called Top Shot, you probably know about it, has been classified as securities. Crypto Twitter exploded with rage on the news about this nonsense, and fairly so. I know that most people are buying NFTs from a speculative point of view and invest for profit rather than anything else, but there isn't any solid evidence that NFTs are being released with the promise of any profit at all, or through enticement like high yields, etc. So just like me, none of my crypto peers is convinced that this is a fair judgment. So what happened? Well, Top Shots are NFTs of popular clips from the NBA. in 2021, a few Top Shots buyers filed a suit against Dapper Labs. They alleged that the company violated securities law by selling unregistered collectibles. The bone of connection was the use of Dapper's flow tokens for the NFT transactions. Interestingly, in this particular case though, it wasn't the SEC that raised the concerns, but customers. And quite frankly, when someone makes a loss, especially those who don't have a high risk tolerance, they always complain. They want to blame someone else for their stupidity or naivety, I should say. Anyway, this is bad, guys. It opens a can of worms, really, and it could lead to much more implications in the future. The judgment presumably states that NFTs have to be registered with the SEC prior to sale. Not too far from what happened to ICOs back in 2018. And if you've been following, as a result, most of the ICOs that came out in 2018, 2019, and even after, even to this day actually, are not open to US citizens, precisely because of this. This ruling can lead to a series of lawsuits against NFTs and many future drops being restricted to non-US citizens only. Well, we'll see how this develops, but it's not good news. What else? Polygon was also in hot waters. Wednesday caused some panic in the Polygon community. The network seemed to be down for about 2 hours. Or was it? Well, it was unexpected, so naturally investors were worried about this, but it turned out, at least according to Polygon, there was no outage. It was Polygon Scan that caused the problem. This is the Polygon Network Explorer. Polygon Scan allows users to explore and search transactions on the network, addresses, price, and other activities on the Polygon network, just like any other blockchain explorer or scanner. Well, apparently, it stopped updating Polygon blocks and transactions for some time, at least about 2 hours, and it wasn't really clear what caused this, but the actual network was not affected. It was not shut down. In other words, it was much ado for nothing, to quote Shakespeare here. What's funny is that the Twitter outrage was dominated by Solana fans, and not surprisingly, the Solana network was actually shut down at least 4 or 5 times last year, due to various exploits and glitches. On some occasions, for up to 6 hours, if not more. I can't remember on top of my head, but I will add some screenshots in the post-production if you don't remember this. I talked about it in my episodes last summer. It was from the start of the year actually, and it happened numerous times, not just once or twice. So I guess Solana fanboys were quick to seek redemption by calling out Polygon, but much to their disadvantage, an outage of Polygon did not happen. And lastly, I have to mention LIDO. Again, LIDO Finance has a lot going on. There's a version 2 upgrade coming up, and the LIDO token rose over 18% amidst the excitement around liquid staking. Liquid staking allows users to stake Ether while still having access to the tokens through a staked alternative. So, in Ether's case, you will get staked Ether. The version 2 upgrade will make LIDO even more decentralized. Right now, LIDO uses a concept where a DAO selects node operators and includes them in a smart contract. The upgrade will enable anyone to create plugins that can be attached to the main staking router system. In essence, it will bring a diverse set of validators into the ecosystem, and with that increase in the number of validators, we could see a slightly faster transaction speed too. Why am I talking about this? Well, LIDO has the largest share of staked Ether among all liquid staking protocols. Millions of staked tokens will get unstaked under the upcoming Shanghai Ethereum upgrade, so LIDO has to process a lot of it. Plus, the regulators' crackdown on centralized staking means more tokens will flow into LIDO as decentralized platforms become the obvious alternative. So, this is why LIDO was outperforming all other major coins and why it's my biggest altcoin bag over the last month. I did some swing trades on it, but I'm not selling out. LIDO has much more to offer in the coming months, so I just added some more to my bag. It's doing quite a decent pullback right now, so it's a good price and I remain bullish on LIDO. All right, well, this wraps up today's episode of Crypto Corner, everyone. Thanks for staying until the end. I hope this is helpful. Make sure that you show your support by leaving a like and a comment below. Also, make sure that you check out the links in the description below, where I drop the links to all of the crypto services that I'm personally using and that I recommend to you. And again, don't forget to check out my previous episodes where I shared with you all of the altcoins that are currently in my portfolio. You will actually find them here on YouTube, so make sure that you pick this up and make sure that you are subscribed, and always remember to switch on the notifications so you never miss an episode. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.